Today we are live again in Circleville at Game Time Collectibles. Trying to find it up on my phone. At some point it will pop up here. Anyways, how are you doing? Hope everybody is well. Yeah, there we go. Hope everything is well with everybody out there and getting ready for the holidays. And we got a bunch of information to give you, so we will slowly give it out. Hey, Bob Wolf, thanks for joining us. We will, about upcoming Traders Nights, the Franklin County Show, ROP, the American Legion. We should, say that, American Legion.
Yeah, we need a voice announcer.
Like
a
voice after be like, the greatest. No, this show. No, not
for sure.
So, hey, we only have one watcher so far. So Tommy, where are you at?
Yeah, where's Tommy and Vince?
Where's Tommy and Vince? Vince was down here the other day. So
I know.
We appreciate you coming down. So, anyways, we will start with the shop. What's new in this week?
Okay, well, Archives is really new.
Archives baseball? Wow.
Archives baseball. Have quite a few of those in stock, or at least enough, I think, to meet customer demand.
What is this?
We got Chronicles baseball in. I don't have one of those. Have Origins football.
Origins football.
If you know much, you know Origins football's up there. But we do have a few of those in stock. And got Pro Set back in. We sold really well through Pro Set.
Yep.
And so got it back in. Also, we're kind of using this little thing here as our to hold our mics. But
hey, that's how Rob keeps his strength.
Yeah.
He sits there and fights this. It's like a blow up.
Yep.
Is it blow up?
Yeah, it's like one of those punching things, but it's like a little one.
Yep. And he does this all day. That's just like.
Yeah. So we got that, and we got this Bingles fan magnetic kit thing. So
do you have more of that stuff?
We do, and we just kind of started. I made a post. We kind of started like a fan zone kind of area.
Yeah.
And we got more of this stuff.
Bengals, Browns, Cincinnati, Reds. Yeah. So we are carrying some of that stuff. Possibly future. We may be carrying some Funkos, possibly.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Very possible.
So we are expanding our inventory to take care of. That's one thing we have missed or not had. We've had a lot of customers come in and they're like, "Hey, I'm looking for a pennant," and it's like it's not that we don't think you should buy it. Just we didn't really. Literally trying to get the place organized and figure out what we want to sell. That's definitely something we did not reach into, and we now are reaching into that, trying to carry banners, pennants, stuff like that. So we want to be, we will be like a place for your holiday gifts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so with Thanksgiving coming up and Christmas.
Yeah.
Please keep us in mind. We definitely will.
If you haven't been in the shop for a while, I would say by December 1st, the shop will have quite a bit more.
Yes, we're going to have a lot more inventory in here right before the holidays.
Yeah,
so
I would say so. And there's only so deep I could go in hobby boxes and stuff. It's like, what point are you just crossing the line to kind of excessive? And I've probably crossed that line. So.
Well, it happens. It definitely happens. So, we are currently in stock of almost all supplies, which is something that's not regularly happening recently because top loads have always been out. Well, we have plenty of top loads currently.
Tons of
poly sleeves. We have enough for probably the rest of the year already in stock. So, so we have plenty of that in stock.
Yeah.
Are you getting any more albums in? I've had people ask for albums, like sports card albums.
Yeah, that's something I haven't tried to obtain recently, but it's definitely something we could get.
I know we just recently got in some mini albums. They hold 4 cards per. So that's stuff that we get a lot of people ask us for specialty stuff like albums, plastic like for mini helmets, stuff like that. it's been hard to get that stuff, so when we do, we will mention it on here and try to keep you updated. So
yeah, so we'll start the small talk before we get into the Fanatics announcement from yesterday.
What?
And maybe the MVP baseball race, because that's going to be the main things we want to talk about.
Sure.
But you got any plans this weekend?
Do I have any plans? Yes. I'm going to probably come to the shop and make lots of money.
Sounds like a good plan. I hope so.
Now, before that, I'm probably going to go to the Franklin County Sports Card Show.
Yes, that's where I'll be.
Will you be there?
I will be there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'll be set
Do you
up.
think there'll be anybody there with wax?
Yeah, I think I'll have about $25,000 worth of wax.
Whoa!
Maybe a little bit more than that.
Maybe more than that.
But probably about $25,000 worth of wax. Hobby boxes.
Yeah.
So.
I actually didn't know he will be at the show.
Yeah.
But I'm just kidding with you.
And I'll have plenty of sleeves.
Poly sleeves out the wazoo.
Poly sleeves and hobby boxes out the wazoo. But
we'll be there early in the morning. But we have noticed, like this last week, that Saturdays were not open till noon. But I came in at 11 and I had people waiting for me. So we definitely need to probably, at least through the holidays, try to be here as early as we can on Saturdays. And Sundays, we have been open 2 to 5. So that's something, and we're going to continue that through the holidays. I don't know after the holidays, because you're getting into the winter months and stuff like that. And
it's really going to depend on how it's supported. If
nobody's
coming in, we're doing $50 for all day on a Sunday, we're not going to come in.
I mean, if you want to come in and you know that you're like, hey, I can come in, but I can come in at noon on Sunday. Please message us. We'll make ourselves available. I mean, we're still not open on Mondays. That's kind of like our rest day. So Sundays we're open 2 to 5, and however we can help you guys best. Hey Shane, hey, thanks for. Shane Vest wants to know if it's baseball season yet. No, not yet. Heather, thanks for joining us. Do you have that XFL box still? Football box.
Was that Tommy? I literally just stuck it in a stack to take to the show. So
Whoa.
I do have that box, and I forgot it last time.
Yeah. Oh, good.
But I already put it in a stack.
Good reminding.
Yeah, thanks for reminding.
All right. Danny, thanks for joining us. Jason, thanks for joining us. My great aunt Marilyn joined us, and Aaron Rust. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yep. So, anyways, okay, so we got Franklin County this Saturday, which is a 2-day show. A lot of people forget it's a 2-day show because the attendance on Sunday is very little. It's like Saturday you can't walk through the aisles, and Sunday you see those tumbleweeds running through the aisles, and people are like, where'd they go? So, anyways, definitely a show to go to. And then the 20th, there's a card show in Columbus at the American Legion on South High Street. I know the promoter, kind of a jerk. Yeah. But anyways, he will be there. I think Rob knows him too. Yeah. Anyways, I think, are you gonna have any new vendors there this time?
I technically new, probably not. Several that missed a month or whatever
are coming back.
In. So yeah, it's usually I have a waiting list. It's usually 12 to 13 people deep, deep to get in there. So it'll definitely be a full house. I don't think I've had a month in the last 3 years that this hasn't been full.
Yeah, for sure. Mike Marsh was watching. Hey, Mike, if you want to share your Crunch Time page or your page on here, feel free to. Yeah. He's a friend of his shop and all that, and he does breaking and does razzes and stuff like that. Yeah. Andy Heimbach, thanks for joining. Vince joined us. Hey, thanks for coming in. So the 20th is that show, and then I'm going to take a week off. That's probably no big surprise. I'm taking off the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I will next week. I'll give you guys a big happy Thanksgiving, so you guys know I'm not going to be here. Yeah. So, and then going into the to update this, now this is like about 4 weeks away.
Yes.
We have changed our Traders Night. Our Traders Night originally was going to be the 11th of December, but because of some conflict of interest and stuff like that, we have decided to move it back to December 4th.
So the first Saturday.
So the first Saturday of December, we'll have our Traders Day. Like always, we'll have pizza, we'll have pop. Yeah. We'll have giveaways.
And just in full disclosure, just to open it up, there's a thing called the National Hobby Shop Day the next Saturday.
Yeah.
The cost to participate in that, we did not think made sense. And then to do it and then compete with every other shop in the general area that may do it anyway, we just didn't feel like it was worth overpaying and dropping 5 to 10 grand.
It didn't make sense for, our regular attendance at our Traders Day is usually between 40 and probably up to 80 possibly. Like
one of the kickoff ones.
And that's one of our and that's a good event for us. Yeah. To have it the same day as the National Traders Card Day would basically just divide everybody because some people go to Triple Play Sports Cards, go to Newhart Sports Cards, go to Card Collector 2 in Grove City, or Father and Sons in POW that day. All of those people are in part of that program. All of those people will have packs that day.
Yeah.
It could be. I know of at least 4 of them, or 3 of them are. Yeah. So those days they will be giving away free packs and giving away possibly jerseys and stuff like that.
Yeah, so
we're just doing ours a week before.
Give people an opportunity to come to something
and
different.
we want you to be able to come in and do your trading and stuff like that. Not feel pressured. We're not trying to force feed you boxes that you don't want to buy and stuff like that. We just want
Speak
our regular.
For yourself. I am
Rob wants
to get you to buy boxes you don't need.
Rob wants to sell you boxes, but I want you to come in, have a good time. Yes, Andy. What time? Our Traders Day on December 4th will be 12 to 6.
Yeah.
So like our regular store hours. To be honest with you, the bulk of most people come in between 2 and 5. But we have had people come in at noon and stay till 6:30. And our new shop is big enough that we can hold 50 people in here with no problem. So basically... and have room for people to trade. We'll have tables out and chairs and stuff like that. So, anything that we can do to help the customer that day. We've noticed we've had more kids coming in and stuff like that. And we're glad to see kids getting in the market because for the longest time they were not. And that hurts your market. That hurts that hurts the future business because if kids aren't in it, then who's going to collect it after we're gone? We very much know that at some point we're going to die. I mean, it's true. I mean, I don't want to think about it, but pretty sure we're going to die. So our cards got to go to somebody. If there's nobody who wants to collect them, then basically it's just a piece of cardboard in a box.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Okay, so we've kind of updated the shop, local shows, our trade night. So, a couple bigger topics. I mean, I guess the Fanatics one, like we've mentioned, is going to be an ongoing. They're revealing more stuff. And it's basically yesterday they 100% confirmed basically what we've expected. And if you want to go ahead and just kind of basically tell them what that is, and we can tell some thoughts about it.
Their press release yesterday was basically, hey, we are going to take over the baseball license in 2023, and the football and basketball will be following that in 2026. Now, they basically said, which we were thinking, there was multiple ways that Fanatics can go. Fanatics can try to keep the same model that's there and work before, somewhat work, because they sell to a distributor and distributor sells to us. That formula is not going to work for them. They want to go direct to consumer. And they stated it now. At least they stated it in paper, in print. So
specifically mentioning they wouldn't go through distributors.
It's especially meaning they're not going to go through distributors.
Yeah.
So I mean, your major distributors to us as GTS, Southern Hobby, Peach State. There's others, but those are the ones that we deal with mostly. They're basically saying that we do not need to go through to them. Now, does that mean that? Does that 100%? Yeah, pardon me. Does that 100% mean that they're not going to allow a card shop to contact them and say, hey, if you're going to spend $50,000 up front with us, we're willing to sell you product? That doesn't mean they won't do that, but they also mentioned that they want to do more direct to sales, and that's what Panini has really been living off of this last year, because literally, Rob can purchase a product. We just watched this. We just watched this like literally 2 weeks ago. With Absolute Football came out. Okay, the wholesalers, your wholesalers online, David Adams, Blowout, and all that, had it at $700 a box. So Rob orders it from GTS, doesn't get any because his allocations are now so low because they're just, that's the way it is. They're not sending out as much as they were. So we go in there and they're like, hey, we'll sell it directly to you from Panini from our warehouse for $475. So we tried to buy some. We didn't get through. It's sold out in 2 minutes. It's bots and stuff like that. You know when you go to certain websites, you can't purchase something even though it just popped up because.
Do you not know how to get it back to? Okay, just hit the home screen.
So, anyways, that is a problem for us, because if you're buying everything at home, they also mentioned in the ad that they want to be a one-stop shop, and I've heard that mentioned several times. So, and they're talking about the selling you the product, the grading your product, the housing your product possibly, and reselling, grading, and reselling your product and storage. So that's something that they are looking at doing. I mean, can they do all that in the next 3 years? 3 to 6 years? Or 5 years? I don't think so. I mean, that's why you have, you have eBay. You have other sites that are coming up that are just specifically selling cards that are actually picking up momentum. And we'll go into that at a later date. There are other companies you can go through to sell sports cards. I mean, a lot of people use Instagram. Andy, hey, how you doing? Like, we know that Card Collector 2 built a huge following through Instagram. That, and then now he's on Loop and TikTok and I don't know what's not. I don't even know what What's Not is. I've never even heard of it. I'm like, what? Not? I don't know. So, anyways, there are so many different platforms to sell stuff now and stuff like that. So it's good for the market. I mean, it is giving you other places to purchase stuff. So, I mean, eBay will not control that market at some point. Now, can Fanatics come in as a new company to this space and literally take over those 4 key points? You're selling the card, they can. The grading the card, unless they work something out with PSAs, you're always going to be your gold standard. Unless they work out something PSA, they're not going to grade your card. They'll go with a different company. It'll be cheaper. And then house your card. You can buy warehouse space. You just send it to them, put it in their warehouse. But also sell your card to you. I find that hard to believe that they're going to be able to do all 4 of those. Can they do 2 of them well? Yes, 100%. That those can be covered. Selling the cards is what they're going to do. The other 3, 1 of them they may be able to do. 2 possibly as a fair rate, but to do all 3 of those, not at all.
Yeah, and this is a question just popping in my head.
Sure.
If they try to do all of it, then what we have is a closed circular market that has no room for growth. Because there's no outside forces pulling at a secondary market. If they control the secondary market, control the grading, produce the cards on demand, it's just, I personally do think it's a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea for the hobby. And, just in full disclosure, I'm already, diversifying myself and saying that the likelihood that they're going to work with the local card shop is very small, almost vanished completely in my mind. And although I've enjoyed doing this for a living for a number of years, I think it could be, for 4 or 5 years now. I think it can go back to being a part-time thing for me. But I think 2 to 3 years out, that's where I'm at. Is this being a part-time thing? If your primary
at least on baseball.
Yeah, if your primary focus is moving boxes, and we've talked about how other shops are better diversified. We're diversified because there's 3 of us, but I actually pigeonholed myself into the wax thing to kind of diversify us, so we had 3 separate things.
You should have seen this pigeon that he got in the hole of. It was crazy.
Yeah, but anyway, I did really well, and I'm fine, with all that. It's just is what it is.
Hey,
but
we had
I
a
just
question.
think we have to prepare.
We had a question. Okay, from Andy Hottinger. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the other grading companies you'd suggest outside of PSA and Beckett due to turnaround times? Okay. Other than those, I definitely, a lot of people are using, because of the price point, have been using GMA. I'm not that excited about GMA. I've not seen, if you go through not case studies, but you go through eBay what's sold and what hasn't sold and percentage and stuff like that, their cards go for, the same grade. A 10 for PSA and a 10 for GMA will sell about 40% to 60% of that. Pardon me. SGC is actually closer to maybe 60 to 80%. So, and then CSG, CSG for some reason is coming into a new market, and I can't figure this out. They're coming into a new market because they always did comic books before. They did comic books, coins, stamps, all kinds of other collectibles. They're coming into the card market. And one person we know sent a bunch of stuff to him in Columbus, and literally he's getting 6s and 7s and 8s. Now, are their grading, is it that difficult to get because, the harder it is for me to get a 10 at something, the less likely I'm sending it. It doesn't make sense for me to send something if I know I'm going to get an 8 on it. So, did he just send in the wrong cards at the wrong time or the wrong condition? Or because I seen constantly he's posting stuff on, it's Mark's Cards Plus out of Westland Flea Market. He's constantly posting that he's getting like 8s or 8.5s or a 7, on all these cards. I'm like, wow, is their grading that tough? Because it makes me shy away from it. Now, on the long haul, if their 9.5 is going to transfer into a Beckett 9.5 or a PSA grade 10, then it's worth sending it to them. But a starting company, I just can't see sending it to them and being graded so tough to start out. Yeah,
that's true.
Vince said SGC is solid second behind PSA. Beckett's is slip some. I agree. Well, the main reason I would say is because SGC is hitting their turnaround times, which they did raise from 30 days to 50 business days, which they are making their times, and they're also doing it for $30. Or I've heard you can get it as low as $22 if you go through somebody else, that a bulk person, but it's about $32.
About $32.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the washer and dryer place at?
Okay, it's if you go back out here.
So, anyways,
the building.
If you SGC and Beckett, the cheapest you can have anything graded
alley behind.
Okay.
Behind that building.
Yeah. Not on the road.
Yeah, and just around. Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
If you guys are looking for
game room here.
Yeah, just sports cards and stuff.
Yep.
I'll come on board about this.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.
Hey, we just added a new customer. Hey, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, see you later.
Hey, we've added a new customer, and we gave directions to Ben's
During
Appliances. Yeah. Hey, and if you guys are in the Central Ohio area and you have a appliance that is not working, or may need fixed or looked at, or you're looking for a good used sofa, refrigerator or stove, or we got a guy.
Yeah.
And he's related to Rob. So
yeah, and you can check out his YouTube, Ben's Appliances.
Ben's Appliances on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you tell,
he's got 36,000 followers right
holy
now.
crap!
Yeah.
If you tell Ben that you give him the name Rob, he gives you a discount.
No, he probably would charge you more.
He may charge you more. I don't know. Yeah. It happens like that. So
he doesn't actually like me. But
anyways, okay. Hey Ryan, thanks for joining us. Dan Holden.
Yeah.
We will get back with you, Dan.
I already told Dan that he'd be like about 2 on the list.
Okay.
And right now doesn't look good.
All right. Yeah. Just let him know. I didn't want to hold you out because you know we talked about this. Mike Hogan, Marty Thompson's watching.
Yeah. So
Chad Miller's watching. Thanks for watching, guys.
The Fanatics thing is just we'll digest some information. We'll spit a few things out. We'll digest again. Things will change. Our thoughts will change.
Yep.
But the MVP is tomorrow. So we've only got about
MVP for what?
Baseball.
They haven't announced that yet?
No, so they announced it tomorrow.
I thought it was Jordan Alvarez.
Yeah, that's what Bobby said. Bobby thought that too. That's weird. That's a rumor. That's a rumor that's circling Circleville.
Yeah, that's the rumor. Jordan Alvarez. You know what? Bobby probably has something he's trying to sell.
Yeah.
If you're looking for Jordan Alvarez cards, I think Bobby's got a guy. Hey JC, thanks for joining us.
I think Bobby waved at us, but I'm not sure. Like it was all 5 fingers.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, he gave us. He told us he was like, hey, did you see the bird? And we looked and we saw a bird. So, yeah. Hey, Dave, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
So, anyways, who are the people down to in the National League?
So, National League.
You said Joey Votto, right? He's going to win it?
No.
What?
No, he's not. He's not one of the guys. So, NL, I believe it is Tatis, Soto, and who did I say? Harper, that might be him. Yeah, so Harper, Tatis, Soto, and most people, you guys might have your opinions out there. I've read on it a little bit. A lot of people say Tatis has had the better season, but if you base it on what it actually means, like did you help them get to the playoffs, then they're big on Harper.
That's a tough decision because one, if you have the stats. That's an individual category, you know. That's an MVP. I've always thought. Me and Rob had this conversation. I've always thought that an MVP should be somebody that took their team above and beyond and took themselves into the playoffs. And if you did not make the playoffs, why is that guy an MVP? You know?
Yeah, and if that's the criteria, almost anybody that looks at the Phillies is like they didn't have a chance without Harper. They didn't have a chance, even though
he didn't have the RBIs.
63 RBIs for the season.
Yep.
But on base percentage, all that stuff's extremely high.
For sure. Lots of runs batted in, or lots of scored runs.
Yeah, just not runs batted in.
Their pitching was good too this year, so they didn't need as many runs.
Yeah, so I'm going Harper. Probably edges it out, but it could be Tatis. It's close.
I'm gonna go with Tatis.
Soto, probably not likely. But then going to the AL.
In fact, we talked about this, and we didn't even know that Soto played this year.
Yeah, I knew he played, but I didn't know he had a great season.
It's not like I go on ESPN every day and watch the box stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I knew that Soto. I didn't hear he was hurt or anything like that, but I didn't hear, hey, he hit a game-winning home run or he did this and that.
I
really did not even know he was up there.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he is, and I hear that he's going to be he's legit, you know. So
yeah, and so on the other league, it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Ohtani, and Marcus Semien, I believe.
Marcus Semien.
So it's kind of like this. It's kind of like probably Ohtani, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Semien, as far as chances of winning this. And if Guerrero Jr. had put up the Triple Crown.
Well, yeah, Vlad Jr. started out this year on fire and finished the year slightly less than fire. He came in second with home runs. He is in like the top 5 categories. He is within the top 5 or 10 in each category. So that's closest to an all-around player that you're going to have. But Ohtani has the name. a worldwide name, not just like because he's foreign. He has a worldwide name. He also pitches. At one point his pitching was so good they talk about him for the Cy Young.
Yeah.
He did not have that great a year pitching, but to have that guy, he pitches one day, then goes out and plays
and hits 2 home runs
and hits 2 homers the next day.
Yeah.
That, and then so I would say Ohtani should have the American League MVP wrapped up.
Yes.
But and then for them to have Marcus Semien in it, and he's with the Blue Jays. So it's like if the Blue Jays didn't win the World Series, did those guys really do enough both individually to be garnered as an MVP? And I don't think so.
That's true.
And the Blue Jays are loaded with people, though. Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio. There's a ton of players for them that are really good. So it wasn't like they did it by themselves.
Yeah. So we'll get ready to wrap this up because we've hit 4 o'clock. But one thing that we don't really ask you to do, I mean, a lot of times we mention, Bill, what's your eBay?
It is under Yahoo 23 on eBay.
And my website's GameTimeSportsCollect.com. I just spent time uploading the new products. Archives is already on there if you want to check pricing.
Yep.
And so we appreciate you looking at that. But we don't ask this much, but this was actually pretty decent. This one, sometimes we're just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks. But most of the time, we're trying to put in an effort. So if you don't mind, share it. We'd appreciate you sharing. We'd like to see a video. Like most of our videos get around 250, 300 views.
Yep.
We'd love to see one hit 500.
Oh, yeah, for
views
sure.
Or something.
For sure.
So,
and like maybe those people may know somebody else that wants to see our video. I mean, like we said, it's not the greatest content in the world, but we try to put a little laughter in it because we know that cards are confusing to you because at some point, everybody has cards. If you're watching this, other than a couple people in here that are friends or family and all that, you guys all do cards. You all know about sports cards. And it's frustrating you can't go into a shop and buy a hobby box for less than $200 anymore, So, what do? Do you settle for a blaster? So we want to put light on that and, have fun with the cards. That's what we do. We've done cards since we were I started when I was like 10 years old or whatever. Bobby started when he was 7, so it's been 60-some years he's done cards. Okay, he's 57, so he's done it for 50 years. He has a half a century in sports cards. Rob's done it almost as long as I have, so we just like cards. I mean, we do. We like to be able to sell them, too. And we also, we put ourselves out there for, for Christmas. I have people starting to get me lists of things that they would like to have for presents and stuff like that. I will go out and be on my way because for lack of better terms, I or Rob or Bobby, we know our way through the market. We know people that know people, or we can call, and if you want something, 9 times out of 10, I can get it. And probably 7 out of 10 times, I can get it by tomorrow. So it's just knowing people. So if you have any requests or anything you need, please look us up or check us out. Check out our Facebook page. Check out Game Time Sports Collectibles. Check out Yahoo 23. All right. And we're going to finish before this loud kid comes in. Yes. We don't know who it is. It's outdoors. So, he's beating on the door now. Yeah. So, all right, guys.
All right.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week. For me, for Rob, for Bobby.
Take care, guys.
Yep.